Welcome back to the Three Parallels podcast with your host, the Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, and we make room for who we're trying to become. On today's show, y'all already know when I bring family in here, we're going to have a good time. And when I bring family in here, this means these are people that I know. This particular person I happen to know is a former student. So we've had these conversations all the time. We just decided to invite you all to the conversation. So before I bring him in, I need to introduce my guy, okay? Me and Jesse met last year. He's a student in my field placement class, and there was just this kinetic energy for all of us because all of the people that were in the class, majority of people in the class, were on the executive board for CSI. For those who don't know, Chi Sigma Iota executive board, majority of them were in my class at the same time, which is rare. I've never seen it. I never heard it before, but he was a part of that and part of the administrative leadership team. So Jesse is a Chinese Vietnamese American. He's a counselor in training, finishing up his last year at Cal State Fullerton. Congratulations. He is EMDR trained now. Before he graduated, I just want y'all to know who finna come on this show. Okay, before he graduated, he already got it right. He's also geek therapy certified, which he's going to discuss because this is new to me. I just learned today. In addition to that, just paying homage to the legacy, he's a 2023 MBCC fellow alum. Listen, y'all, I want to bless you with who blessed me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll introduce you to Jessie Pham. Welcome to the show, baby.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's dive in. I want to start straight at the jugular. Geek therapy certified. What? How? Where? Let's just start there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this was all inspired by my good friend Grace Schroeder. Um, I remember we had a child and adolescent counseling class together, and us, along with my colleague Diani Kwan, we presented on geek therapy. So this was like 2 years in the making. And so this summer, we received sort of an invite to do a geek therapy training by Josue Cardona. And it was absolutely phenomenal. I incorporate a little bit of this in my sessions with my adolescents, where I ask all of them, what's your favorite fictional character or who's someone you look up to? And we just work from there. We talk about like what are some qualities in those people that you like and try to tie those elements of, say if they like the Flash, how how are they maybe running away from their problems rather than, you know, addressing them up front or um yeah, simply tying aspects of the people they look up to or the topics they're interested in into the session because they're just as much a part of them as any other identity.
Beautiful. I love it. You're doing some great work. Okay. For the Greek therapy certified trainers out there, specialists, y'all doing some great work because I love that you shared this and it's educating me because I wasn't aware. Even though I've been in the profession, I wasn't aware about this because it's new. It's a new way of being as a clinician, and you caught on to it. And to me, it connects us to our childhood. It connects us to
Mm,
being a child. And I feel as though this modality allows little humans to be that, to be a little
yeah.
human. Because for us as an adult, and as you know, and several others, if we were to go see these movies or play with these toys, it would be a problem for some people, not for us, but for others. And I believe that it's a problem for others because they didn't have get a chance to do it themselves. That's my belief.
Hmm.
I don't know. We can research it later, but that's my belief of why anybody would say anything about who an adult playing with toys or being a geek or geeking out about things. There's a stigma around it because of beliefs. Another story for another day. I am curious because I want to go deeper. We're going to go to the basement already. I'm
Hmm.
curious, how can a Chinese Vietnamese American not only so being a migrant from a different country to here, but to go into a profession that is stigmatized or a barrier or is less like we don't do therapy, and to overcome all of that to decide this is what I want to do with my career. What's the story there?
It all goes back to when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. Uh, first sentient memories and all.
Hmm.
But I vastly remember my mom preaching to me to always be kind to other people.
Hmm.
My mom preached it and my grandmother lived it, and
Ooh.
she embodied everything everything you could possibly imagine surrounding peace and kindness and compassion. She could walk into a room and immediately you feel at ease. And
Mm,
that's the kind of energy that I take with me today, especially as I work with kids and, my all of my clients, their adolescents, or um, I try to embrace what opportunities my grandma didn't have.
mm,
She grew up, she got a second grade education, and that was the end of it, really.
mm,
She had to escape different, uh, difficult situations in order to, live and survive. And for her, um, despite having just a second grade education, her knowledge and wisdom was far beyond that. Um, so I try to embody what she gave to me and imparted to me, especially because she passed away in 2019. And, a lot of my personal work, a lot of my passion revolves around grief and
mm.
grief therapy. And so I I mainly came into this field because I want others to feel how I felt, to feel safe and heard and seen and loved.
That's powerful. That's powerful. That's a big decision, and it pays homage to the legacy as well. And I can imagine, the legacy that you will have from this passion and this energy. And I'm curious the barriers that you had to overcome just to get here, and the barriers that you're overcoming now that you're here. I'm curious because it's a parallel. I'm noticing a parallel from your grandmother's lived experience to your lived experience, and what she poured into you that lends you here, and what you're pouring into people, places, and things that's going to help them. So, how have you been able to navigate and manage all of these hurdles to become who you are right now?
I think for me, the hurdles were nothing compared to the, you know, unconditional support I had from my mom and my grandma. Just, I mean, I've had to navigate, anti-Asian sentiment here and there, or, um, you know, even growing up, my mom talked a lot about not being able to pursue different career options. Um, she wanted to go into biology or, computer science. I forget all the different ones, but there were a lot of them, and she was turned down at every single point. And
Mm,
so for me, she decided, he's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants. And
mm,
if anyone gives him trouble, like they have to go through me first.
mm.
And she's always had that like protective, lens around me. And I feel like just being able to choose what I wanted when college came and choose where I wanted to go, I ended up going to UCI. Um, it
For
it
those who
was a
don't
great
know,
experience.
for
Yes.
those who don't know, UCI, could you explain more?
Oh, yes, it's the University of California, Irvine. Um, very, very high population of Asian Americans and um, what is it, international students there as well. Um, but yeah, it was a great place for me to learn just undergrad psych.
Mhm.
And even there, I felt disconnected from undergrad psych because it wasn't about us.
Mm.
It was all about, 18 to 22-year-old white college students who needed the extra credit because that's where all of the research is based in.
Wow. Let's go there. We are already here. Let's continue to go. So what was that experience like for you being there, being a person of color and being aware like we're studying people that don't look like me. We're talking about people that I haven't heard anything about me yet. So I'm curious to know what was that like for you at that time?
It was nothing new, really.
Mm,
I've experienced, I mean, we learn from K through 12, nothing really is about us unless it's war, unless it's how we could have been saved.
wow.
And so really, I didn't really feel like I was learning about me until I took Asian American Studies classes in undergrad.
Yeah.
And, that's where I felt welcomed in academia finally,
Mm,
after 18 years.
wow. Wow. So that was the first time you heard some education specifically to you and your culture. And just curious, who taught that class? Did they look like you?
Yes, it was Dr. Linda Vo, and she was lovely. I started UCI with like a intro to Asian American Studies course, and I ended it with in some sort of protest, or I forget what it was called. It was like an advanced Asian American Studies course, but I started and ended UCI with her, and she was very lovely and inspirational, and yeah, she did look like me. She was also Vietnamese.
I love it. I love it. Now let's fast forward to the master's program. Did you get a similar
Mm.
experience?
Yes, I did. I came into a social justice oriented program fully expecting, like advanced conversations around race and identity. And I came in my first class, we are talking about what is race, what is ethnicity. Like people hadn't had to talk about it before. Like people hadn't had
Mm,
to live it before.
yeah. Yeah. What was that like for you? Just first class, like we're diving in head first, master's program. We're talking about race. I went 18 years without talking about it. Now I'm in a master's program. I'm talking about it. What was that like?
It felt it felt good and insufficient at the same time.
Ooh, time out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Time out. It felt good and insufficient. Tell me more. Tell us
Mm,
more.
because it was a very necessary conversation, and at the same time, we were reading a book that was geared towards both white people and people of color, but the people
Mm-hmm.
of color part felt insufficient because there was so much focus on, what is your race as a white person,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that if you have lived on this earth as a person of color, person of the global majority, that's not your experience. You learned it growing up.
Yeah. So just curious, who was the professor at the time? You don't have to say who they were they someone you could identify with or no?
Uh, he he is an amazing professor, Dr. Eric Price.
Okay.
He is a white queer man, and he just has this, very safe presence around him, and he teaches class with such like ingenuity and energy. And, at the same time, I was hoping to see more people of color professors too.
Mm.
In addition to the wonderful professors we have at Cal State Fullerton.
Gotcha. Gotcha. It makes sense. It makes sense. And to go a little deeper for the audience, for those who don't know, this is a common trend. This is a common trend for many students of color, students from marginalized communities, not having professors that look like them in any capacity. They may have the training and skills and ability to create a brave space or a comfortable space to have courageous conversations. However, there is a disconnect when this person is a part of this culture that we're spending a lot of time talking about, privilege and white
Mm,
men and white this and white that from a white person. It makes it more difficult. And I think that's where, it wasn't sufficient. That sufficiency comes from having more in-depth conversations based off of a lived experience that someone has that they can talk about that may be more applicable to you as a student. Is that valid?
yeah, and I think I just want to give someone their flowers, Dr.
Please
Ana
do.
Reyes. Just from the very first moment I met them, I've just been inspired, and I've done a lot of work with them in their lab, and just seeing a trans queer person of color in a higher academia space, it showed me that I can and want to do that too.
Powerful, powerful. This is the place for flowers, okay? You can call this podcast a garden because we're going to give our flowers. Big shout out to Dr. Reyes. Big shout out to Dr. Price. Shout out to Cal State Fullerton. Regardless of these individual things globally, on a bigger scale, you have been able to get what you need to go where you're trying to go. And you are
Mm,
now the person that can give a younger version of you exactly what they needed because you know what that is. You are there. You are him.
yeah.
And that's what makes this podcast so great is talking about those parallels, who we were, who we are becoming. So the shout out to Dr. Reyes and connecting to familiarity, meaning you
Mm,
connected with someone who gave you permission to be you. Let's talk about
mhm,
that. Because in order for me to give myself permission to be me all these years later, that means majority of my life, I did not give myself permission to be me. Jesse, let's talk about it. We in the basement. Let's go.
mm-mm. Yeah, that's facts. For a long, oh, I have a story now.
Let's get it. I'm here. We are here for. Hold on, real quick. I need to go ahead and get this story ready for the listeners. Buckle up, Buttercup. We finna go on a journey. I have no idea for what's finna come out, but it's going to be something that's going to hit someone. That may be you. Also, as you know, with this show, we take notes. So make sure you're writing notes down because you're finna get some gems, some honey buns, some breadcrumbs. I want you to get all of them. Also, the Gator Scales Journal is available for you for purchase or download today. So let's get into it. What's the story?
All right. So along the topic of permission to be you, permission to, as Grace says, be human.
Yes, indeed.
We met last year, last fall semester, and I'm gonna be real, just from the very first second I was in that class to the very last second, I enjoyed simply every bit. It was inspirational. I don't know if y'all been listening to this podcast, but Dr. Branch just has such like an energy. You have such an energy to you. Just it's gravitational. You pull people in and you make them feel important and you make them feel like they can do what they set out to do. And so we were getting smacked left and right by honey buns throughout the semester. And I realized at some point, I haven't been living my authentic self for so long, for at the time 23 years. And I realized, now would be the time. Now in this counseling program, surrounded by people I love, in just a wonderful, wonderful and safe environment for me, now would be the time to invite, my family into my life. And, for so long, I came out to my friends and all in, college at UCI and um, just being a queer, bisexual, Asian American person, I felt like I could finally be me around my friends, but that was the extent of it. And
Mm,
so I felt, I had been going between like living authentically at Fullerton, California, and then going back home to Covina and then reverting to my old self,
mm,
and that wasn't me anymore. And it felt so uncomfortable to be the old me when that wasn't who I am.
yeah.
And Thanksgiving comes around, and um and I decide, other people are having difficult conversations as well. I might as well. Uh, so on Thanksgiving Day of 2024, or before that, I had texted a few of my close friends like, "Hey, I'm going to tell my mom tonight. If it doesn't go well, please, if you're available, I would love your support." And I started like packing my shit up. In my head, it was like 80% I was gonna get kicked out of that house.
Yeah,
10% she was gonna be completely fine with it. Another 10% she would be confused or something like that.
yeah.
So I had packed my stuff up. I was listening to like "I'm Not That Girl" by Cynthia Erivo from the Wicked soundtrack. Just sad as hell. But ready to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I had decided, it was time for my mom to be a part of my life.
Mm.
And so she came home around like midnight from dancing. She goes ballroom dancing. She's cooler than I am. And I tell her, when you have time, can I tell you something? And so after she, gets ready in her room, comes back out, she asked me what's up. And so I, I joked and I was like, Happy Thanksgiving. And so I started with, I want to tell you something because I really care about you and I want you to be a part of my life.
Mm,
And she asked me, is this about dating?
mm,
So she already
mm.
had like a little bit of a feeling.
Yeah.
And then I told her I brought her in and I told her about my identities and my long-term partner and she was just curious and she told me, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters to me. And uh she was very considerate. She asked me if I wanted her to share with the rest of the family or if I wanted to do it myself.
Wow.
And since then she's surprised me at every point.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this. And the theme that I'm hearing, because I want to go back to something. Thank you for sharing your truth. And I remember because you invited the audience members in on this conversation, you also invited the class in on this conversation
Mm.
before it happened. And I remember that because I
Hmm.
remember the stress, the struggle, like, y'all, I might get kicked out, like straight up. I don't know what's going to happen. And if I remember correctly, I'm paraphrasing, you mentioned something that was so powerful to me, and I want to share with the listeners, where you said, I'm not coming out. I'm out, but I'm choosing to give people access. And the shift you made was, I'm inviting my mom in. I'm
Mm.
inviting people, and this is my life. I will allow you access. And that was a game changer. If you could share with us
Yeah.
that transition from I'm not coming out, I'm inviting people in.
Yeah, I think, well, as queer people, we're constantly forced into this narrative that you have to be fully authentic to yourself to even live life in Western culture.
Mm,
And I think this reframe sort of shifts it around so that you're already living authentically.
come
It's
on.
just a matter of who you want in your circle.
Ooh. Jesse, let's go, baby. Let's go. I need you to know this is powerful information because I feel like I was a part of this. I was on the side of you
Mm-hmm.
walking with you. That was last year, and we were walking together as a unit, as a class, and it was a process, and we just didn't know. We're on the other side of the process. We can talk about it differently, but during that time, we didn't know. You didn't know for sure, but you were ready and willing to take the risk. And that
Mm.
is what Gators do. And you became a Gator from that. You became a Gator from the conversation about, hey y'all, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna
Hmm.
do this. That gave you that courage where you start packing your stuff up, meaning I'm going to speak my truth and people are gonna react or respond. My mom is in their own way, but I'm prepared. And you were prepared to leave. I don't even know where you're gonna go. I don't even know if you know where you were gonna go at the time.
And I can't even drive, so I was ready to take a like Uber back to my apartment.
I love it. I love it. These moments speak so much volumes into the listeners who are in this place in space now where Jesse was. This is your opportunity to give yourself permission to live authentically and allow different people to have access that you never allowed before. Now, to go a little
Mhm.
bit further, Jesse mentioned having these thoughts and beliefs and ideas about what mom would do based off of his perspective, which was valid at
Mhm.
the time. And what happened? He got surprised. He got surprised mom didn't do any of the things that he thought because in reality, nobody does. The thoughts and
Mhm.
beliefs that we have in our head in the attic is just that, thoughts and beliefs. They're not facts until we hang out in the living room after I shared. And that's exactly what happened. And from doing that,
Mhm.
it sounds like your mom has been a huge ally and advocate since you shared your truth. Is that valid?
Yeah. We actually had that conversation in the living room, and that's
Coincidence?
talking. So
Coincidence?
it's very
No,
nice.
not at all. It's the living room
Yeah.
because you took it out of the attic. You took it out of your mind. Let me give it to
Mm.
you, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. And I just want to talk about this Gator life. I want to talk about this confidence and this being courageous of I'm going to allow you access. You may react or respond the way you want, but this is for me.
Mhm.
And that's what it was like. Even when we were talking about it as a class, and you had support and love, we all knew this is for Jesse, regardless of what mom does, says, or whatever. And
Mhm.
more often than not, the human side of us choose not to live life for us. We're usually living for everyone else. This is why we stay quiet about things. This is why we're not as authentic as we could be. This is why we are stressed, have anxiety, and everything else related to the thoughts in our mind about what other people think about us. Jesse, you broke that. You
Mm.
broke that. I'm proud, man. I am so proud. I am so impressed because now we're on the other side. And it
Mm.
it sounds like and it felt like and it looked like you released a huge weight and burden off of you from having that conversation. You mind sharing with us more, post conversation, what life was like for you then?
Yeah, the The grass is so green over here.
that's
Just please come out, join me, have a
that's
picnic.
what I'm talking about. What does that
And
mean? What does that mean? Tell us about this because it
yeah,
sounds like freedom. Tell me about it.
the other day, it was around a week ago, I had a lunch with my partner and my mom in my hometown, and that was something that I could have never dreamed would happen.
Wow. Wow.
It these like conditions of worth that I had placed on myself due to, um, inferences on what other people would do if I had been living authentically. These these conditions of worth that I've piled on myself for 24 years.
Mm.
Um, it was hard to unravel, but it was so rewarding in the end to just be there with people I cared about in a place where I grew up. It was at the tofu house that I that I went to after homecoming.
Full circle. Full
Yeah, and
circle.
my mom has been very supportive, and she even made like matching bracelets for my partner and I. And
Uh,
oh, I have another story.
I'm with and listen, we're here for it. Let's go, Jesse. Let's go.
So in 2017, my grandma bought a pair of diamonds exactly identical for me, for my future wife.
Hmm.
And um fast forward, I got my ears pierced in 2022 or something like that with close friends of mine. And my mom freaked out a little bit, and then she was fine with it. But since bringing my mom into my life, sharing with her that I have, a partner, a cis man partner, um, I had thoughts about doing this, but she was the one who initiated and said, "Hey, you know that pair of diamonds that grandma bought for you like way back in 2017? Why don't we make those earrings for you?" And
Hmm.
I had dreamed about wearing that set of diamonds like just down the wedding aisle. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
Down the wedding aisle, and just, to bring even more of my grandma's love with me. And I already wear a lot of jewelry from her. I have a ring, I have a necklace, I have a tattoo.
Yeah.
She's always with me. But just to
Yeah.
have, like it was felt like the final missing piece of that set. And
Hmm.
I went to get them setted into earrings with my mom and my aunt, and um I just felt so supported and so loved, and I tried it on for the first time, and it felt like I was at peace. And
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Curious. What, do you still wear them? Have you worn them or are you waiting to go down the aisle?
I wore them for about 2 days, and
Uh-huh.
then I was like, oh yeah, these are too expensive. I can't lose them. So I'm gonna put them in a little box for now.
Okay. How long ago was that? You said 17, 2017?
Uh, so the diamonds were bought in 2017, but we got them setted, I want to say like last week, last
Okay.
Friday. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I love this. And this is a moment, and I'm going to give it to you real, live, honest, and authentic. Jesse, this story is too great for you to keep
Mm,
those diamonds hidden.
hmm.
Ooh, this story is too great for you to keep them diamonds hidden. I would
Yeah.
challenge you to find ways to integrate those earrings into your day to day. This doesn't have to be every day. But
Mhm.
knowing like I'm finna go to a nice dinner, me and my partner finna go out, I'm rocking these earrings because,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, she's all a part of you, she's all around you. This adds to that. And this signifies and provides evidence of the person you are now. I do
Mm.
wear these. I am him. You know, I am him. Let's talk
Hmm.
about it. I am him. I don't need to go down the aisle first. I'm already partnered up. That's the formality. That's
Mm.
the societal stuff. But for
Hmm.
me and mine, we good. I'm rocking these and I'm shining. I'm grinning. I'm taking pictures and everything else. Jesse, I would challenge you today. Get
Mm.
those earrings and rock them. Because to me, this is just me. You didn't ask. You didn't ask for none of this. I'm giving it to you. Think of from 17 to 2025. And those earrings can stay in that box from now until you walk down that aisle. And to me, they were made, they were designed. Oh, I need y'all. Oh, we got to talk about it. They were designed to be seen. They were designed
Mm.
to connect. They were designed for the legacy, and they were designed for many things we don't know anything about, and we won't know unless we wear them. And in real time, I need you all to know, for those who are listening and those who are watching, for those who are listening, Jessie went and got those earrings and put them on. He put them on just
I'm doing the
now. I need
work.
y'all to see this. I need y'all to see this. If you can't see it, I need you to hear it. And I appreciate you for accepting my challenge because, and the reason I say this, I think it's cultural. A lot of heirlooms and pieces and things that were passed down to us, we keep it, we box it up, and we bring it out on occasion. For
Mm,
I'm finna go somewhere. Y'all stay with me. For those who are part of the culture where you still, or your grandmama and them, if it ain't you, it's your grandmama and them, still got plastic on the living room set, please know that's a cultural thing. And understand the reason behind it, which was valid in the 60s, 70s, 50s, but it's not valid in 2025. Just want to talk about it. Okay. Because we have access. And that's a part of this conversation. Jessie, you have access. You have those diamonds. Rock them. Rock
yep.
them. And I'm proud
And
of
they're
you and I
on.
appreciate you for putting them on. Now, let me ask, what's the feeling right now putting these earrings on? I'm curious, the whole process for you, hearing my challenge and deciding to do it, what was this like for you in real time?
I feel better. I feel grounded. I feel like even more of a part of her is with me.
Come on. This is the why. This is the why, Jesse. I couldn't give you that, but you did by making a decision. And yes, they're expensive and they're earrings. When the last time you lost some earrings in life? Exactly. Just like to talk about facts. I just like to talk about facts. But because they're expensive, because they're an heirloom, because they were passed down, there's this feeling around them. Oh my God, I got to protect them for dear life. No, you don't. You protect them by having them in your ears. That's the
Mm.
best protection ever. Put a gun in the safety deposit box and see if you'll win that fight. Okay? See if you
Mm.
win the gunfight. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. So Jesse, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so proud. And I see you shining, literally, figuratively, emotionally. I see it. I see it. So we're gonna switch gears to some rapid fire because we've been in the basement. And as you know, we can't be in the basement too long. Because some of y'all, for the listeners, y'all ain't ready for the basement. So we need to go back to the living
Mm.
room, hang out. That's where we are right now. So, living room, I got some questions. And for you
Okay.
being a counselor in training and so much lived experience from so many aspects of life, I'm curious to know from birth to where you are now, what have you learned about yourself and other people? Curious.
Hmm. I think what I learned about myself, not I think, I know what I
Woo,
learned
time
about
out.
myself.
Woo, time out. Time out. This is what this show is about. I need y'all to see what happened. The old Jesse
Mm.
came up showing out. Hey, y'all, I think I'm ready. I think I'm here. And the future Jesse was like, hell no, shut up. I got this. I know. You reframed in real time your words, your narrative. And I don't take it lightly because this is how we double down on who we are. And if I'm embracing and accepting who I am, I speak differently. I don't think. I know. And I support it, Jesse. I'm here with you. You
Mm.
damn right, you know. I support it. You don't think, you know. So these moments, and for all of you listening, these are the moments in real time that separates your old self from your future self. Because your future self is always talking, but it's only in a whisper. Your old self is usually screaming. And your current self is right in the middle thinking about things. But when I allow my future self to speak for me, I'm not thinking, I know, and I speak what I know. And Jesse just did that in real time. So
Mm.
continue. And thank you for that.
Thank you. What I learned about myself in this process from birth till now is that when I set my mind to something, it'll work out in one way or another.
Come on.
And it's because of all the work that I've done.
Yes. Yes. Ah, ah, this is so good. Listen, I told y'all for the listeners, I do this show for me. It's therapeutic for me and the guests that I have on here. If y'all get benefits, great. This for me. Jesse just blessed me, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but he just blessed me. The other thing, people. So you learn that about yourself. What would you say you learned about people?
Mm. I can't expect people to be anything more than human.
Wow. 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 So if you could break that down a little bit more, because you work with clients, you work with people who are managing, dealing from childhood to adulthood. How do you balance that humanism with I'm trying to provide a service, I'm trying to help, but that human part is always there. Tell us more.
I think if anything, it reminds me of my own humanity and how crucial it is to the work we do. I might have heard this saying somewhere. It's if you were yourself in session, if you embraced who you are in session and you helped at least one person, then at the end of the day, that's the work we set out to do.
Come on. These are facts. These are facts all day long. I'm curious to know a word, phrase, memory, or moment that has stuck with you personally or professionally.
I'll go with a memory. So in I went to the NBCC symposium in 2024, and I remember preparing for our presentation with, Dr. Anna, future Dr. Tiffany Perry Wilson, Michelle Paula, Grace, and Kev. And I remember just feeling so, so grateful to Dr. Anna who introduced the fellowship to me. It wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just remember feeling so grateful to Dr. Anna for seeing something in me that I hadn't, for dreaming for me when I myself hadn't dreamt in a while.
Mm, mm, powerful. Powerful. Oh, man. Whoo. I'm going to hold it together, y'all. Listen, ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody over here crying. the,
And if you're
it,
crying,
it,
that's okay.
and that's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Do y'all see the emotional intelligence in this room right now? Do y'all feel it? The reason it's so impactful, this what you're saying is so impactful, because as a counselor educator who has had students for years and doing workshops and training and conferences, we often don't know the impact that we have from just bringing students in with us, to do research together, to do presentations together. We don't know the impact more often than not because it may not be shared or we don't know. And what you're sharing speaks on the impact, not just from that experience, but that experience was the seed planted to help you become him. Now, that's next
Mm,
level. And that was years ago. That was years ago. And even the exposure of, hey, NBCC, that's a whole nother arena that you got into that also was impactful with you shifting and changing in your life. And if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken, yeah, it may have been 2024. I was a keynote at NBCC, which is
You were, yes.
there it is. So, yeah. And I think this, I don't know if you were in my class at the time or not, but this just speaks volumes to the ripples, the breadcrumbs, the honey bun. So
Mm,
you sharing all of this, I love because it's the evidence. It's the evidence that what we do matters, whether we know it or not. Everything we do matters. I love it.
mhm.
Curious to the listeners, an interesting fact about yourself that most people would know or wouldn't believe.
Hmm. For this one, I normally go with things I can't do.
Okay.
Like swimming or riding a bike. Um, let's go with I love Pokemon and I grew up on it, and um not only is it my childhood, but it taught me valuable lessons about what it means to care for other people and what it means to aspire and dream and reach your full potential.
Love it. Love it. And for the listeners, who's your favorite Pokemon? Is that legal? Can you do that?
Yeah, it's I don't know.
You don't
It's
know?
Mudkip. It's Generation 3 Hoenn.
Okay. For those who know, y'all know. All right. Mine is Pikachu because it was the original. It's the only one I knew about.
Mm, OG.
And I feel like I'm a little, I'm a novice because Pikachu is my favorite. I feel like I'm a novice. But anyway, um, next piece. I'm curious to know the three parallels. You are a part of the culture that helped design this podcast. You were there. You
Mm,
were there. So Jesse and the class knew the podcast was coming before anybody knew because we was processing it together in class because the conversations that we were having talked about the same stuff. I just decided to bring the classroom into a podcast. So that's why every time you're listening, you're getting something because I'm a counselor educator, I'm a therapist. I've been in the game for a while and I'm a human. So there's always
mm,
something we can get from these conversations. So, three parallels: who you were, who you are, who you're becoming. How would you describe all three versions of you? Who you were,
yeah,
who you
it's
are, and who you were, who you are, who you're trying to work towards becoming.
mm. Yeah, it's evolved since, the founding Gators and coming into this next year. But right now, my past me, who I was a canvas, a blank canvas. Who
Mm,
I am is a vessel, and who I am becoming is a beacon.
mm. Wow. Powerful. Ah, so powerful. So now we got a few minutes. I want to dive into this world of therapy because
Mhm.
you do it and you do it differently, meaning, and I do it differently because we're different. And I feel as though you had to make that transition as well as I did of learning about theories and techniques and skills and abilities and all this client work, client care from a very, um, I would say monolithic perspective, white
Mhm.
male mainly. That's what we were taught. You were taught the same thing I was taught,
Mhm.
which says something. And even when I teach it, I'm decolonizing at the same time. So I'm
Mhm.
curious for you, how did you get to this place of learning about these theories and concepts from people that don't look like you and deciding to make therapy work for you and the person that you are instead of trying to fit in this box where you never saw yourself? I'm curious to learn more about that.
Yeah. Well, I have this analogy that I shared at a workshop I attended, hosted by Dr. Stacy Latam.
Hmm.
Wonderful person,
Yes,
amazing
indeed.
person.
Big shout out, Stacey. She will
And
be on the show, by the way.
ooh, I can't wait. And it was around decolonizing therapy as we're learning how to do it. And for me, I gave this analogy of when when you eat fish and there's a lot of bones in the fish, it's kind of like you have to pick some of the bones out and you have to swallow some as well.
Mm. Breadcrumb. Breadcrumb. So tell us more. This is so good. This is so good. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going.
I think as I continue to learn, and I'll be learning until I die, I think just you have to realize that what you're learning as a counselor in training, even if it wasn't meant for you, you may have to still learn it to get
Yeah.
licensed because our profession was founded around these principles of racism, patriarchy, heterosexism,
Hmm.
and they aren't, our profession isn't exempt to those systems. And so we have to learn to, unfortunately, live within it so that we can
Hmm.
continue to help others while making a paycheck.
Man, you speaking, you preaching. Okay. You out here speak, you preaching, you teaching. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And we can't, no matter how much people want or try to deny, we have evidence. We have facts.
Mhm.
And what you're sharing talks about the facts and the evidence. And until we run the systems, we have to infiltrate the systems and provide what's valuable to us as well as teaching. So, like you said, picking out some bones, eating some bones. That's my life every day. Because every
Mhm.
time I go into an academia space, I'm reminded that, yeah, I may be the guy here, but at any point in time I leave, here's a totally different story. And even though I may be the guy at this university, I'm probably the only one.
Mhm.
Every day, I'm reminded every day I'm the only ones because anybody else that may look like me may be cleaning up the school or transporting students. They may not be in the classrooms to teach. And
Mhm.
oftentimes they're not even in the classroom as learners. There's a reason, there's a system. And Jesse, you understand it, you know it. And I'm so proud and I'm so impressed because you're doing great work. And what I mean by that, I believe there's three types of therapists. You got good therapists, you got three great therapists, you got bad therapists, horrible therapists. We ain't got to talk about the bad ones because everybody already talking about them. The good ones are those. The good ones are those just do average, do whatever. The great ones are the ones that do the work on themselves. And Jesse,
Mhm.
you're in the program doing more work as a student than some trained licensed professionals that's been in the game for years. I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. That
Mhm.
means you are prepared for whatever's coming your way. You're going to attract people, places, and things. There's going to be a lot of barriers and hurdles that you're going to overcome. because all the things that you overcame to be Jessie today prepared you for whatever's ahead of you. And these are
Yeah.
facts.
And I owe it to those who came before me and
Come
to
on.
those who continue to inspire me.
Come on. We here. We supposed to be here. I think I may
Mm.
have mentioned that day one when we met.
Hmm. I
I
think
need you all
so.
to know that. And just for the listeners, the most diverse program, and this is wild. I've taught all over the world, and the most diverse counseling program I've experienced to date is universities in California. The most diverse
Mm.
programs I've ever been in, uh, and diverse meaning the students.
Hmm.
Period. There's some diversity within faculty, but the level of diversity as students, I've never seen it anywhere else until I moved to California, which says a whole lot. So I hope
And
you
let's
all are
give that
paying
a few
attention.
years.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And let's give that a few years until we take over.
Come on, talk it. Talk that shit, Jesse. Let's go. Talk it. We are taking over. We meaning marginalized community, communities of color who are here. We're not going anywhere. You see us. And if you
Mm.
don't know, here's your whisper. Ooh, let's get it. Last thing, we finna get out of here because it's
Hmm.
just too much. It's just too much. Um, I am curious related to life work. So on this show, we don't do homework. And as you know, you've been in my class, so you already know the deal. We don't do homework because homework, you take it home, you do it, you never remember again. We do life work here. Life work is a pebble, a gem, a breadcrumb, a honey bun that you get. That's the gift that keeps on giving. And when it comes to life work, to me, it's things that we share that can provide a new or different perspective. And if your perspective changes, then you will change. So, Jesse, if you could offer to the listeners some life work, what comes to mind for you that you want to give to them in order to shift or change or pivot?
Yeah, I actually was thinking about this last night. Because, was in your class, I could kind of predict what you were going to talk about. This one is a little bit about mindfulness and agency. It's a two-parter. So the first part is to simply listen. Listen to your body and what it needs, to your emotions who are communicating with you, to a song you've learned, to a song you've yearned to sing and dance to the voice of a lost loved one, to your creative self who's been wanting to sew, paint, write, bedazzle, to the part of you that's been wanting to take the spotlight, even if it's just for 3 minutes. And the second part is whatever or whoever you hurt just now, you get the opportunity to tend to and care for right now, even.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So well said. To the listeners, I hope y'all getting this. Honey buns, breadcrumb, you getting everything you need. Jesse, I appreciate you so much for being here. And for the listeners, I got to offer them a gift. And that gift is you. So if anybody wants to get in contact with you, connect with you, learn more about EMDR, Greek therapy, MBCC, how can they get in contact with you? How can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, please reach out to me. My professional email is JESSICOUNS, Jesse Cowns, at gmail.com.
Excellent. Excellent. And if you are looking for a new therapist, he'll be graduating very soon, y'all. So if y'all need a new therapist, he's the guy. I'm telling you what I know. I was his professor, so I know he's great. Okay. Because I only teach great students. So anybody that's been a
Mm,
professor of mine, I've been a student of mine, they're great therapists, period. I know it because they had me. And I know I'm good. I mean, great. So
facts.
uh if y'all looking, he'll be done in December. So I'm gonna go with January 26th. If you're ready to start therapy, if you are looking for a Chinese, Vietnamese, American counselor, EMDR trained, geek therapy certified, now I need y'all to know this now. He's still a student. This does not happen, y'all. This does not happen. NBCC fellow. Now I want to give a breadcrumb to you, Jesse, because I don't know if you knew this.
Mm.
Me and Stacy are part of the same cohort. We were both NBCC fellows
Oh,
2016. That's how me and Stacy know each other.
wow.
Small
It's
world.
lovely.
Small world. Yeah. So that's why anybody that's in the profession that's doing big, 9 times out of 10, they NBCC fellows. Just my 3 cents. So
Mm.
is there anything else you want to share, you want to offer, you want to talk about before we get out of here?
That's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. Thank you so much for having me. I aspire to have a podcast in the future. Um, and this is step one.
All day long. This is step one. So now, from today moving forward, you can no longer say, I've never done a podcast.
Mm.
Yep, that's for you. That's I gotta give gifts, man. You might as well call me Santa. Okay, I'm just gonna give gifts. But the
Left and
black one.
right.
But the black one though, the black
Mm.
Santa, okay?
Mm.
So now you can't say I've never done it before. So you're right. The next step is to create yours, and it's going to be successful. I already know it because you're already planning and plotting. Any way I can support you on that, it's done. It's already done. So
Mm.
congratulations to you in advance. To the listeners, I hope this episode, I'm sorry, that was the old me. To the listeners, I expect that this episode gave you whatever you need if you're listening, open, and paying attention, because there's always breadcrumbs that's hidden in plain sight. Jesse shared his personal and professional life with you all and don't know you from a can of paint, but he knows me. He trusts me enough to share himself with you all. And my belief is what he shared gave somebody permission to have a conversation with someone
Mm.
they've never talked about their truth with. Jesse did that. It took time, it took work, internal work, uh, but he did it. And as he mentioned, the grass is greener on the other side. So if you're ready for that freedom, that challenge to become better, and this is for somebody, don't wait till your parents die to live your truth. Don't wait until things are just right in order to do what works best for you. You deserve freedom now, and only you can give that to yourself. That's exactly what Jesse did. And now he rocking some diamond earrings. This has been another episode of the Three Parallels Podcast with your host, the Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, and we make room for who we're trying to become. If this show has been a blessing for you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, give it away, share it. If you know someone who needs some permission to bring others in, send them the episode. If you know somebody struggling with their truth, send them the episode. If you know somebody who got a family heirloom that's in a safe deposit box, send them this episode. We are here. We're taking over. We are him. Good night.